Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Harivam Tatsat Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasanakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Devatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhayavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। नमाचार्य दास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, verse Canto 5, Create Impetus, Chapter 18, Prayers offered to the Lord by the residents of Jambudvipa, verse number 7. हरिवर्षे चापि भगवान् नरहरिरूपेणास्ते तद्रूपग्रहणनिमित्तम् अत्राभिधास्ये तद्दैतं रूपं महापुरुषगुणभाजनो महाभागवतो दैत्यदानवकुलतीर्थीकरणशीलचरिता प्रह्लादो अव्यवदाना ananya bhakti yogena. See each and every word, how important it is. Bhakti yogena saha tad varsha purushair upaste idam cha udaharati. Sukadev Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj about the glories of the Mahabhagavad devotee Prahlad Maharaj. And how his worship is, how he performed devotion service. That example has been given here. A beautiful example, and we'll cover as we are approaching Kartik month what we should do. So we should also concentrate on that point, as planning execution is very important for practitioner. Harivarshe Chapi Bhagavan in in this particular chapter. Before that was residents of Jambu Dvipa. So uh, nine, seven islands with seven oceans: salt ocean, liquor ocean, honey ocean, ghee ocean, yogurt ocean, and that within that islands, and then we have nine varshas, Bharata Varsha, so like that, Bhadrasa Varsha, Ketumala Varsha, Ilavrita Varsha. So each of these Varsha, Hari Varsha, right now Hari Varsha is being spoken about. Each of these Varshas, different deities, different personality of the Lord is being worshipped. So Kurma, Matsya, Haisersha, Haigreva. Now Lord Nrsimhadev worship is been mentioned. And who are the devotees who are worshipping? That is being stressed here. And what they are instructing, what are the instructions for us? That we have to understand. Hari Varshe Chapi Bhagavan, that is the context. Nara Hari Rupena Aste. in the form of Narahari, means half man, half lion. Tadrupa grahana nimittam uttara avidasye tad daitam rupam महापुरुष गुण भाजनो महाभागवतो दैत दैत्य दानव कुल तीर्थि करण शील चरिता is fully highly qualified. Sila Charita. He has transformed the demons. He has appeared in the family of demons, but has even transformed them. He has glorified even their families by executing pure devotion service despite all the odds. So, Sila Charita. Pralado Avya Avadhana Ananya Bhakti Yogi and Ananya Bhakti. So, where did he get that power and strength and intelligence, everything? So, in every field of activity, one has to be doing the basics. One may be housewife, one may be the IT engineer, one may be business, one may be community leader, one may be politician. So for all of them, one has to at least there is the basics in everything. So if basics are not done, then how you can do any other thing? Uh, if one doesn't know cooking, if housewife doesn't know cooking, so or doesn't take care of the children, so then that is basics. Might be also some basic procedure has to be followed and basic thing whatever if you're a developer you need to know some basics of how to do the coding and business you need to know how to do the business at least basics forget about advanced and going further at least basic the role whatever we are operating on that role that has to be fulfilled so for a practitioner that is basics means BSSICS basics so basically, first one has to have the chanting and hearing. So that is when the B is books. One has to study the books scrutinizingly under the guidance of devotees. In the association of devotees, and immediately followed by A association, physical association of the devotees and the guru, and also the so Vani association, hearing. So the books are also, if you don't have any association nearby, then we take the association of Sri Prabhupada books. That is the strongest and the very important association one needs to have. So these books, yes, for association, yes, is for service. So some service has to be done as per for grahasthas. I'll show you the proofs. Yes means service. For grahasthas is mentioned, deity worship has to be done. Otherwise, fall down is certain. That is mentioned because we are engaged, we have children to keep ourselves pure in our consciousness. Otherwise, it's just not possible to even to maintain the basics. You can look at our life. We're not able to maintain basics because the lack of the strong association, lack of not taking the association seriously, the instruction seriously. So that is the where now we are big time lacking. We're falling off even the basics. Forget about advancement. So when the basics are not followed, then what kind of mercy can we get? Forget about cooperation. So the whole International Society for Krishna Consciousness is to bring one to the cooperation of the Supreme Lord. When that can be done, the basics are not met. When will the person concentrate on giving pleasure to the Lord? It's just not possible. When how can you think? It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. So that's the first we have to concentrate on the basics, which gives the immense strength and power and cleanliness in the heart. Then one can think about giving, cooperating the will of the Lord, pleasing the Lord. So that's the basics are very important. Books, association, service, and then improved chanting. So chanting has to be done. That is the key yoga dharma for this age. So one has to do that. So that is basics. Throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, that is mentioned. Yoga dharma itself is chanting. So anything else one do without that basics, no way. You cannot do anything else. You'll keep falling. keep failing in every aspect of life. Every aspect. Materially also you'll be struggling. Yeah, because Yuva Dharma, when the basic dharma of the human being is not followed, then then it's completely will be weak, very weak. So that at least that has to be maintained. For that, one has to do every day. The best way to do is in the morning. Okay, if not for ideally, one has to wake up before the Lord. That is 4 o'clock or before. If not 4:30. If not 5. If not 5:30. If not at least before the sunrise. If one is sleeping after sun, that is not at all good. It's an offense. In one sense, yes. After sun, before sun, one should wake up. Yeah, so that's not at all good at all. That is completely at the lowest platform. And so one has to fix that immediately. Otherwise, you cannot do chanting. So you cannot take the association seriously. So you cannot take the books. You cannot read or hear. So and you cannot do service. For grastas, deity worship is mentioned at the temple, especially at home. Also, something you can do. If one is not able to do, for them it is indirectly taking darshan of the Lord is mentioned, because you will bring something, you will attend the arati, that's all indirectly you are also doing deity worship. That benefit also you can. If that is also not done, then grihasthas it's very difficult to maintain cleanliness, maintain the purity in the heart. It's just not going to work. One will not have strength, capacity. One will always regularly feel one is drained out, is tired. So yeah, so that is a problem. So that's why here you can see that Prahlad Maharaj from the beginning is telling to Prabhupada writing elaborate purport. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling everywhere. Lord Kapila is telling same thing. Manamanama Madbhakta were so many times repeated. Matchitta Madgata Prana is telling. Mm, so Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling these things. At the end, in the middle, in the beginning, Prahlad Maharaj started with that one. Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Achanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma iti Pumsarpit Vishnu, Bhagavat Chet, Navalakshana, Kriyeta Bhagavati Addatan Manye Aditam Uttamam. This is the topmost. To is telling Hiranyakashipu, you already throwed him out because talking about my enemy, Lord Vishnu, throw him out. Teach him again. Sandana mark, otherwise you lose your jobs. Again, second time, again he told this is this time even direct verse. So because he is the best, he is the topmost devotee, so he can speak fearlessly. He can speak even to him, so greatest enemy of his master. So exact same thing he told from chapter 5, seventh canto, the full of instruction. From chapter 5 to chapter 10 is amazing instructions. Prahlad Maharaj is all about Prahlad Maharaj. Every chapter is telling the same thing. To his demoniac schoolmates also he told the same thing. Whatever he told to his father, he told to his schoolmates also. Don't endeavor too much. This human life is meant to understand our relationship with the Lord, engaging in that service, so glorifying Him. Yeah, yeah, Madashraya Katamrushta, Madgata Chetasa. So Vivida is Trivida Vivida is Tapa. So all the three miseries, suffering, everything will be removed. Lord Kapila is telling. Same thing, Prahlad Maharaj is telling. This throughout every chapter, almost from fifth chapter to ninth chapter, in his prayers also, Prahlad Maharaj is telling, no, please allow me to engage in the service of my beloved spiritual master who has inspired me, who has empowered me, has always nurtured me, compassionately trained me. So Lord, don't allow me to do this business mentality with you. Take some benefits and enjoy life here, and no. So let me serve. So nobody else has given this empowerment and this kind of strength, intelligence, everything. What is the goal? Everything only my spiritual master has done. So how can I run away from him and not doing it? Let me do that. So, And within the glorification, he told how precarious human life is, how living entities are fallen as a human being. Evam jana nipatitam prabhavai kuve kama vikamam manuja tataiva prapadan prasangat. So hitva grihita. So atma kritva atmasa, make me is a atmasa, that means make me one of yours and engage me. Tava bhrutya sevam, engage in your service. That's what we said. Basics means he has to engage in service of the Lord and especially his representative. That's what, even when the Lord appeared, also, no, he want Lord to empower him to continue his service to his spiritual master. And so that is the key. And so that association has to be very strong, not casual. It has to be serious association. Then only one can follow. So one can do basics. Otherwise, one will fail even the basics. If one fail basics, then doesn't matter. It's Janmashtami, Radhashtami, Kartik, Ramachandra Vijayotsav, which is coming up on October 2nd. One will not be able to do much. Basics itself, even those days you will fail. Those days he cannot even wake up. Those days he will not chant. So those days he cannot do service. You will become busy in the office, busy with business, busy with running around, busy with travel, busy with vacation, busy with so many things. Yes. Problem is not taking association seriously, not doing the basics. So naturally he will not have strength to do even the special services which is supposed to be done on top of basics. All these festivals, all these special days, one has to concentrate on what more can I do, how can I please, how can I serve. So concentrating on Acharya's instructions, that cannot be done repeatedly. Will Years will go by, but we won't be able to. But Prahlad Maharaj is not that kind of devotee. So he has come to revive our actually lost relationship, invigorate our, so our service, reinvigorate, chanting everything. And he has come to inspire us. So these his pastimes, his instructions, his katha is full of inspiration. Harivarshe chapi Bhagavan Narahari Rupera Asishe Tadrupagrahana Nimittam Uttara Atra Vidhasye Tadaitam Rupam Mahaburusha Guna Bhajano Mahabhagavato Daitya Danava Kula Tirdhi Karanam Sila Charitam Pralado Abhya Dana Ananya Bhakti. So first, if one continue to perform on basics of reading books and also taking association of books of proper books, association, physical association of devotees who are in line with Sri Prabhupada and Lord's teachings, then chanting, improved chanting, so yeah, so service has to be done. In this way, basics is met, and then continue to do that consistently. So that is also, yeah. So it means consistency in all these things is required. That is basic. Then one can actually advance very quickly. One will be always be strengthened. One will be very become so very strong, very happy, very blissful. And so when the basics are done, when the basics are not done, no matter however whatever else we do, so we will not have strength, power, any problem, job problem, health problem, any problem. We will be tottering. So we'll fail. We won't have strength to handle it. So the basics has to be done. Then one can actually handle it. Even if it's not in capacity, then others will make sure they are provided with sufficient protection, and so Lord will make that arrangement. Translation by Srivangas A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Sukadeva Goswami continued, my dear king, Lord Narasimhadev resides in the tract of land known as Harivarsha. In the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, I shall describe to you how Prahlad Maharaj caused the Lord to assume the form. Prahlad Maharaj caused. So Lord is appearing because he is so much intoxicated with his service, with his humility, with his constant remembrance. So is always is chanting, is always remembering the Lord, Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayan, Lord Krishna. So he's always glorifying, he's always Sankirtan, and he's engaging in that also. He's not only doing self alone, he's doing always engaging others, including his father, his schoolmates, with teacher, everyone, whoever is there, who's friend, who's enemy. So everybody is equal, everybody is part and parcel of the Lord. So I cannot understand how can you teach these things. So I don't accept these things. He never accepted those teachings. Even though they were talking, he became indifferent to those teachings. Sandana Marka teaching these things. Prahlad Maharaj, topmost devotee of the Lord, is a reservoir of all good qualities. Sila Sampanna. So, of the great personality that is called Mahabhagavat, his character and activities have delivered all the fallen members of his demoniac family. 21 generations. This is explicitly stated by Lord Narasimhadev in 7th canto. So this is the proof. Nowhere else. Show me one proof, please. One proof. Bring all your mighty warriors of so-called sadhus, yogis, babas, whoever you are calling, who are concentrating you on demigod worship and so many things. Ask them to show one proof where you are able to even forget 21 generation, one generation deliverance from this Janma Mrityu Jara. Show me. You won't be able to show. Not even one proof. So that's why we have to concentrate on who is practical. Uh, Here you can see the practicals. Prahlad Maharaj, so his own father Hiranyakashipu was delivered, and son, so Virojana further, Bali Maharaj, 21 generation, 14 generation before, current generation, 6 generation after, that is 21 generation. Just one person becoming a devotee of the Lord, Ananya Bhakta, pure devotee. See the benefit. No one else, neither by performing karma, not by gnana, not by yoga, you cannot get these benefits. It's not possible. Nowhere in the Shastra you can find those results. But this we have to understand and concentrate. That's why we have to do these basics of basic tenets, especially for human being. Yeah, because we are the servant of the Lord. All other species cannot understand these basics. So that's what Prahlad Maharaj is inspiring us. His character and activities have delivered all the family members. It doesn't say one family, all family members. The demoniac from Lord Narasimha is very dear to this exalted personality. Thus, Prahlad Maharaj, along with his servants and all the denizens of Hari Varsha, worship Lord Narasimha by chanting the following mantra. Beautiful mantra, famous mantra. So 518.8, we chanted many times. I'll read this and I'll chant that, and then we'll go through the purport. I'll show you the basics, what has been discussed, and I'll show you the next advanced cooperation with the will of the Lord. From the ninth canto, fourth chapter, 63 to 68, almost 8 or 10 verses, Lord Himself he doesn't feel any enjoyment without the cooperation of His devotees. That is next level. When the basics are met, then one will be able to concentrate on the cooperation of the will of the Lord. That is actually this movement is for. Yes, it is establishing the basics, what human beings supposed to do, but it is more even further. It is establishing how to cooperate with the will of the Lord. That's what it means. International Society for Krishna Consciousness means thinking, feeling, willing of the Lord. To align ourselves with the thinking of the Lord, align ourselves with the feelings of the Lord, align ourselves with the will of the Lord. He wants us to chant, He wants us to dance with Him, He wants us to eat together, He wants everything to be together done with Him, not independently, not separately. That independence only caused, because by out of His own, you have to use your own free will to do these things by your own choice, not by force. That is called Krishna consciousness because you are fully aligning the consciousness with Krishna. So that is Krishna consciousness. That's why Prabhupada named it. So Sukadeva Goswami, my dear King Lord Narasimhadev resides. Lord Narasimhadev resides in the tract of the land known as Harivarsha in the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. I shall describe to you how Prahlad Maharaj caused the Lord to assume the form of Narasimhadev. So Prahlad Maharaj, the topmost devotee of the Lord, is a reservoir of all the good qualities. Where did he get it from? Because he has performed pure bhakti. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana. Then one will get. Where from? His spiritual master, Narada Muni. That's how he became. Of great one. His character and activities have delivered all the fallen members of his demoniac family. Lord Narsingadev is very dear to this exalted personality. Thus, Prahlad Maharaj, along with his servant and all the denizens of Harivarsha, worships Lord Narsingadev by chanting the following mantra. What is that mantra? Om Namo Bhagavate Narsimhaya Namaste Namaste Jase Aviravir Bhava Vajranak Vajradamsta Karmasayan Randaya Randaya Tamo Grasa Grasa Om Swaha Avayam Avayam Atmani Bhuishta Om Kshram. Chant 3 times because that is a very important mantra which tells he will pluck out using his nails, he will pluck out all the dirtiness in our heart. Directly it is mentioned in that verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Narsimhaya Namaste Tejase Aviravir Vajanak Vajradamsta Karmase Randaya Randaya Tamo Grasa Grasa. That is what Karma Asaya. We all have material, many material desires. He will take out all those and he will give pure desires, pure heart, so much cleanliness. Then you will feel so much happiness. Then you want to do many things for the in relation with the Lord, in service to the Lord, in alignment with the Lord. Tamo grasa grasa. Tamo means all the darkness, ignorance, unwanted things. Grasa grasa. Tamo grasa. Swaha abhayam abhayam atmani bhuishta om ksham. Om namo bhagavate narsimhaya. Namas tejas tejase is so powerful. Avir bhava, he has appeared for that one. Our Vajranaka Vajradamstra, he has beautiful nails. Vajranaka Vajradamstra, Karmasayan, Randaya Randaya, Tamo Grasa Grasa, Om Swaha, Avayam Avayam, Atmai Bhuvishta, Om Ksham is giving the fearlessness to the living entity who is taking shelter of him through his dear devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. Now we'll read from the purport by Srila Jayadev Goswami, great devotee, another great devotee, has written the Savatар prayers, very beautiful prayers, very prominent prayers. So, Kesava Dhruta Narhari, every line for every incarnation, these are famous incarnations. So, 10 prayers worshipping the incarnations of the Lord Kesava. Kesava means Ka, Isha, and Va. It has many meanings. One who has beautiful hair, Lord Krishna having beautiful hair. One who is controller of Lord, so Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Ka, Isha, and Va. So that is Lord Vishnu. So that way many other prayers are one who killed the Kesi demon. These are the three direct meanings coming from Acharyas of Kesava. Many other meanings also there. Containing his name in every stanza. For example, Kesava Druta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare, Kesava Rupa Vamana Rupa, like that. Lord Ramachandra, Lord Varaha, Matsya, Kurma, all that. So, main 10 incarnations. Then Druta, Meena Serira, Jai Jagadish Hare, Kesava Druta Meena Serira, that is, Meena is much avatar. And Kesava Druta Vamana Rupa, Jai Jagadish Hare. The word Jagadisha refers to the proprietor of all the universe. His original form is the two-handed form of Lord Krishna. So same Lord Narasimha, Lord Krishna only because he wanted. So his relation is so intense. So that's why Lord appeared for specific boons he had. So that's why Lord has to appear in that specific form. He could have appeared as Lord Krishna, but he has taken so many boons, so that also he has to fulfill it. So then he has to appear like that. Standing with a flute. So his original form in the two-handed form of Lord Krishna, standing with the flute in his hands and engaged in tending the cows, as stated in Brahma. Chintamani prakara satma sukalpa vruksha laksha prateshu sarabir abhipalayantam Lakshmi sahasra satasambramase pyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, who is pleasure giver of to the gopis, gopas, cows, censors, to engage in the service of the Lord. The primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees. That means kalparuksha trees. That means it will give you. It's not like in the material world. You may not get, but there in the spiritual world, anything you want. You want gold. You want whatever you want. Water, juice, special fruit, whatever you want from the tree, it can produce anything, it can give you anything. That is Kalparuksha tree. All the special gems, everything is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. From these verses, we learn that Govinda or Krishna is the Adi Purusha. This is another verse clearly telling almost all 60 verses, 58 or 60 verses are there. Every verse is telling Govindam Adi Purusha. Lord Krishna, Lord Govinda is the original person from whom all incarnation, everything, material world, spiritual world, everything has come from him. Then he has expanded himself as Vishnu Tattva Swa Amsa and then Vibhinamsa as living entities. So in this way, and his consorts, in this way, Lord has expanded. But he is the original person. Exactly like the innumerable waves of flowing river, but the original form is Krishna or Keshava. Sukadeva Goswami refers to Narsinghdeva because of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was put into great distress by his powerful father, the demon Hiranyakasipu, apparently helpless. Before him, Prahlad Maharaj called on the Lord, who immediately assumed the gigantic form of Narsingadev, half man, to kill the gigantic demon. Although Krishna is the original person, one without a second, he assumes different form just to satisfy his devotee or to execute a specific purpose. To fulfill those promises, some demigods are all praying, but mainly he has come to give pleasure to his dear devotee. So Prahlad Maharaj. So that's if we are associated with the dear devotee of the Lord. So when we enter in the temple, we call, So Sri Sri Radha Syam Sundar ki jai, Gopal ki jai, spiritual master name. So Lord is always turning and looking at who's that, who's calling my devotee. Is always interested. Who is serving my devotee? So I'll show you those proofs, evidence where Lord is telling great Durvasa, great Brahmana is telling that. Therefore, Jayadev Goswami always repeats the name of Kesava, the original personality of Godhead, in his prayer, describing the Lord's different incarnate for different purposes. So now we'll go to that place. First, we have to show you the proof where. So, what do Grihastha devotee is supposed to do? What is concentrate? What first of all, this verse. See what Prabhupada has to say. Uh, See what here it is mentioned. It is therefore recommended that initiated devotees follow the principles of Narada Pancharatra by worshipping the deity in the temple, especially triple attention, please. Most of us are grihasthas. Especially for a householder devotees who are opulent in material position, the path of deity worship is strongly recommended. An opulent householder devotee who does not engage in ardent morning service of Lord is called a miser. One should not engage paid brahmana to worship the deity. If one does not personally worship the deity but engage paid servant instead, he is considered lazy, and his worship of the deity is called artificial. An opulent household can collect luxurious paraphernalia for the deity worship. So for Kartik month coming up, what you are going to do, how you are going to do, so that I already have many things lined up for all of you, those who want to do it, because and nobody can force, neither I nor the spiritual master, nor Prabhupada, nor the Lord. You can only suggest, and it's up to the living entity what one wants to do. So Kartik month we are supposed to do special services, festival days, special service. If you're willing, if you like, then so you can do it. And consequently, for householder devotees, the worship of the deity is compulsory, because otherwise you will have no strength. So they have no strength to even do the basics. In our Krishna conscious movement, there are brahmachari, grihastha, vanapra, sannyas, but the deity worship in the temple should be performed especially by the householders. Yes. But many temples, they all have challenges because that is not done, so that is not taken seriously. So naturally, problem. Yes, well, brahmacharis can do, but what is being stressed here? That we have to understand and do it. Temples are specifically supposed to be run by the householders, especially the deity worship. The brahmacharis can go with sannyasis to preach. See what is the business. So clearly, because we have to follow the acharya statements. And the vanaprastha should prepare themselves for the next state of renounced life. Sannyas, grahastha devotees, however, are generally engaged in material activities, like sannyas, grahastha devotees, because what to do? We have so many things to responsible for so many things. Therefore, if they do not take to the deity worship, their falling down is positively assured. Note it down how important that is. And then we want to do whatever we like. And then what will happen? Fall down is certain. We may think, I'm great, I'm doing so many things at home. No, not under the guidance. Hear what Prabhupada is writing. That means we are above Prabhupada. We can jump over him and do whatever we like. And then that means we are not actually in line with Prabhupada. We cannot expect the mercy when we are jumping over Guru and doing whatever we like. So deity worship means following the rules and regulations precisely. That will keep one steady in devotion service. Generally, householders have children, and then the wives of the householder should be engaged in caring for the children, just as women acting as teachers care for the children in a nursery school. Further, three paragraphs, Prabhupada is stressing so much on this specific aspect because you need strength to do the basics. Grihastha devotees must adopt the archana. He's not giving any option here. Must. He's not telling optional, mandatory. Deity worship according to the suitable arrangements. Yeah, because each time, place, circumstances. In US, certain things are visible, and sometimes some types of fruit, depending on the weather, depending on the season. In India, different things are available, flowers, everything. Because some snow season, what so all that accordingly, according to the whatever you have. You don't need to run all over the world to do this. So whatever is there, suitable arrangement. That's what it means. Direction, especially under the direction, that is required. Simply bringing the deity at home without the guidance of spiritual master, advanced devotee, that also is not good because you need to consider many things that has to be otherwise because you may take it lightly and you may neglect. You may have a deity but not taking care properly, not doing it properly. And this is all problem. So that all these things has to be done under the guidance. Directions given by the spiritual master regarding those unable to take to the deity worship. This is also given, which is indirect. We have mentioned many times because Prabhupada says so. There is the following statement in the Agni Purana. Any householder devotee circumstantially unable to worship the deity, because possible. Somebody might have passed away or somehow or the other. So whatever, circumstances that you have no time or you are not able to do or nobody else wants to do in the family. Then what else you do? At least you can come to temple and take darshan and do it there. That is also deity worship. But so this has to must, at least must. It is not option. It clearly understands this is what we have to follow. What Prabhupada says, that's what we have to follow. Otherwise we cannot understand Srimad Bhagavata. You may read it. Srimad Bhagavata Ardhanam Asayo Rasikosa Sajati Snigde Satovrate. Satovrate means you have to follow the devotees. Santa Evasti Chindanti Manovyasam. Santa only devotee can cut. Which devotee? Who's in line with the Lord, who's following Prahlad Maharaj, who's following Narada Muni. And if you don't follow it, no capacity, you will have no capacity. Despite you may be doing so many things in limbs of devotion, still you will have no capacity. You will fail. You will fail. Guaranteed. Because as aprasada nagati kutopi. You are not working under the guidance of one of Acharya, nagati kutopi. No destination. You will fail. There is no way you can get out from this world. Material problems also will have it. Not possible. So that we have to understand. Must at least see the deity worship. And in this way, he may achieve success also. So that means indirectly. That's why we have to come and take darshan. So and bring something. See the arati. This is the process. Whatever process given. The special purpose of deity worship is to keep why. Prabhupada is giving that reason. Oneself always pure and clean whatever day, once a week, whatever that we have to, so ideally once a week. So every day they used to do. Now we are it's very because we are all so modernized world, so many things. We are so busy with so many things. So at least once a week, which is not a great difficulty. We all have cars. Grahastha devotees should be actual examples of cleanliness. When can you maintain? Only if you are worshipping the deity directly or indirectly. Then only because the touch of the deity, seeing the deity, taking prasadam of the deity, all this will purify them. It will give you the intelligence. Is there as Paramatma, he will reveal to you what is not good, what should be done, what should not be done, where you to invest, where you have to concentrate, which job to do, how long you should spend on the job, how long, where you should drive. All these things Lord will give only when you do it. If you don't do it, you will have be no intelligence which direction you have to take, what you have to take. In nowhere. No activity will have proper intelligence when that is not done. And then you will be always be suffering. You will have no time. You will be so busy. Yes, because that is why that is required. Deity worship is required. Implication is there otherwise. So we'll be caught up with so many things. See, for the third paragraph, deity worship should be followed by, because how will you do it? If you are not doing the basics of hearing and chanting, how will you do it? Because you will have no idea. Neither you will not have intelligence. You will not have, because you touch the deity and think about something else. Yeah. So it will be so offensive because you will act as impersonal. Your hands are so cold and you are touching the deity and it is cold. So you are not feeling anything. Or you are putting something very hot or very spicy. So many things you have to consider. Then how will you get all those understanding? Only if you do hearing and chanting. So because that is the verse begin with. Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. First in the verse, 9 limbs out of 64 limbs. And the first two are chanting and hearing. That's what we said. Books, association. In the association, you should chant. In the association, you should read and understand. In the association, you should dance. In the association, you should take prasad. All these things. That is association is key because there is in every one of these you have to know what is the proper way to do these things. Otherwise, you will not know. Devotees used to dance the way break dance, this dance, that dance. Prabhupada said, no, this is not how you dance. Then you raise your hands and just like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed how to dance. Like that, every aspect Prabhupada trained. And that's why we need guidance. We need association. That we have to be seriously take the association and follow that instruction, not casually. If you take casually, then you can't perform basics. Not possible. So we'll fail repeatedly, regularly. So deity worship would be continued along with hearing and chanting. Therefore, every mantra is preceded by the word nama, means humble, submission, surrender. That's what nama means. Yeah. And this, I'm not this body. I'm offering to you. This belongs to you. I belong to you. That's what nama means. Surrender. It requires. In all the mantras, there are specific potencies which Grahastha devotee must take advantage. There are many mantras preceded with the word Nama, but if one wants the holy name of the Lord, one chants the holy name of the Lord, he receives the result of chanting many Nama many times. That's why we have to chant Hare Krishna. That is where we have to concentrate. Maybe by birth Brahmana also still, because we have not much capacity, we have not much strength. We are weak, we are engaged in so many sinful activities, so many things. In Kali Yuga, that's how it is. It is mentioned one third. No, the three-fourth, this Kali Yuga, three-fourth are engaged in sinful activity. Three-fourth of the time. Three-fourth of the population filled with sinful activities. Guaranteed because it's going from Satyuga, it's coming down. Fourth Yuga is worse. And that's how it is. You cannot expect anything better than that. Then how will you purify? Is following this process. Clearly, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can reach the platform of love of Godhead. So it doesn't mean you will, yeah, even if you are weak, you are still engaged in simple activities. Now, if you take this process, chant basics, then you can be delivered. Doesn't matter where you come from, how many simple activities, or everything. Even you have huge simple activity, big lump, lifetimes, all that can be wiped out, provided you follow the basics. If that is not done, no one can escape and no one can save us. So that's the Prabhupada has come for this purpose and to teach what Prahlad Maharaj is telling. And he has come to teach only. And so, as because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself he studied Prahlad Maharaj Charita like anything, day in, day out. Because such an exalted Acharya, Prahlad Maharaj. From childhood, he has showed by example. One might ask, then what is the necessity of being initiated? The answer is that even though the chanting of the holy name is sufficient to enable one to progress in spiritual life to the standard of love of Godhead, one is nonetheless susceptible to contamination because of possessing a material body. That's why one has to surrender. If one wants to get out from this world, one has to surrender to spiritual man. One has to take to the aspiring shelter, initiation. These are the steps. Okay, it takes gradually. Okay, may not be immediately do it. I understand. That's why Shastra is given. Okay, you take aspiring only one round of chanting, you can still take it. Um, no other rules are there. Then you come to 16 round chanting when you are able to do it and follow four regulations. Then that is the next step. And after that, when you are comfortable, you are able to do it, then you take initiation. So it is a slowly, gradual, step by step. There are steps to make it easy. Or if you are ready, directly you take initiation. 6 month period and you can directly take. Yes, that is also possible. But most of us are not in that capacity, so that we take step by step. It's easy, it's not difficult at all. Anybody can take it. Anybody who is coming, not only India, from Philippines, you name it, from China, Japan, so many has taken it. Because it is easy for everyone. Only you have to understand the process. That's it. Anybody can do it. Nothing. So you should not think, oh, now I have to arrange marriage. Now I have send kids to college. Now I have to wait. No, life doesn't wait, Baba. We don't know when the time is coming up for us. When we leave the body, no one has the capacity to understand. That's why the Prahlad Maharaj said, from 5 years old, Kaumaram Acharya Prag, no. You're intelligent, you're a human being, intelligent human being, then you know. But from 5 years old, don't wait for, no, I will practice after some time. When I get a green card, when I get a job, when I get, my kids go to college, when I get free from all these things. Yeah, that will time will come of many lifetimes. You'll go many lifetimes with the same attitude. And that's what we have done many lifetimes. And this life we are still continuing the same thought and not realize our mistakes. This is simply foolishness. So this we have to come out of it and then act responsibly. Yeah, if responsible human being, then you will understand where we are lacking, what is the real goal of life, where we have to concentrate. We don't neglect any duties, but you have to put the time accordingly. So balance the time accordingly. You cannot simply concentrate on these things only and neglect. Simply neglect your body and will it work? You do everything else. You do the job, everything. You neglect your body. You don't eat properly in time. You don't take rest in time. And then will it work? No. You may do many things. That means proper time has to be given to maintain the body. So because otherwise body cannot survive. You may do many other things, great achievements. But what is used when the body cannot is not able to maintain? So that's the basics has to be known. For the gross body, you have to know how to maintain it, and the subtle body, gross subtle, then you have to know how to maintain the spirit soul, which is even more important. But if the gross body is not maintained, proper eating, proper rest, proper exercise, or walking is not there, then even you cannot have enthusiasm to chant, enthusiasm to hear, enthusiasm to do service. So and that automatically goes hand in hand. So one has understood proper process, then you will also do proper things. You will properly in time. You will take enough sufficient water. Everything you will maintain healthy because if you are not healthy, how can you do proper service, proper even basics? And what to speak of serving the deity and serving spiritual master and all these things. You won't be able to do it if you are not properly maintaining health so on a regular day-to-day basis. That's why we have to concentrate. Yes, your boss will tell you work this way, so many projects, you take up this, you take up that, concentrate, work on the weekend, work on the days, and understand all the new things coming up. Yeah, he is miserable and he wants to make you also miserable. Yes, to sustain, yeah, you do certain things, but don't go over and beyond and complicate your life and completely neglect your gross body, subtle body, and spiritual body, then you will be finished in no time. So completely you will be ruined. This understanding is your manager tell whoever tells. This is common sense for a human being. Some basics, timing you have to allot. It's not work is the only work is not worship. Baba. That foolish people are telling work is worship. To maintain that to that much only you should do. Not overboard yourself and simply busy in work for what for? Where you are going to go? So that you have to understand and then balance it. When the basics are done, then you can maintain body and the soul. So this is the instruction here. Clearly, now we'll go to this. That is Ravanam Kirtan has to be done. Now you see that next advanced topic. So what here? So 8 verses. Lord is telling. Lord Krishna is telling directly to Ambarish to Durvasa Muni is telling. Oh, best of the Brahmanas, this is Durvasa. Without saintly person for whom I am the only destination, I do not desire to enjoy my transcendental bliss and my supreme opulences. That means he does not enjoy anything. He is anchoring that what is he telling? Purpose Bhava, the Supreme Personality of God is self-sufficient. But to enjoy the transcendental bliss, he requires the cooperation of his devotees. In Vrindavan, for example, although Lord Krishna is full in himself, he wants the cooperation of his devotees, like the covered boys, the gopis, to increase transcendence. Such pure devotees who can increase the pleasure potential of Supreme Personality of Godhead are certainly most dear to him. Not only does the Supreme Personality enjoy the company of his devotees, but because he is unlimited, he wants to increase his devotees unlimitedly. So what will please him? This is what the next level is. You want to cooperate, then you have to increase. That's why Prahlad Maharaj said, no, I don't want your benefits. I want to serve Narada Muni. For what purpose? To make all the conditioned souls hippies to make happy, to make everybody happy devotee and take them back home, back to Godhead. That is the business of Narada Muni, and Prahlad Maharaj assisting that. This is the cooperation of the Lord. Yeah, thinking, feeling, willing means how to align, because Lord is telling this. I'm waiting for cooperation. He's not waiting for karmis, jnanis, yogis. No, he's not telling that. What is he telling? Durvasa is a great yogi. But what is he telling here? So, without saintly person, that means devotees are in line. So, they are so much eager to serve him. Yes. Prabhupada encouraged devotees. He cannot put his bed. He used to allow devotees to tuck his bed, just like a child. Small child, can he make his bed? Can he get on the bed and sleep and arrange everything? No. Who will do? If you have sent your kids to college, the mother will do. Arrange the bed, arrange the blanket, arrange everything. Or whatever is needed for the college, you prepare, you cook, everything. Mother will know everything because child is already grown up. She can do, he can do everything. But why mother has to do? Because child is looking for that cooperation. For that, my mom will come and do things. Yeah, or my dad will come and same thing here also. Lord is self-sufficient. He doesn't need any of us because this is where the rasa comes. This variety is the mother of enjoyment. Yeah, alone one cannot enjoy these things. So he needs so that the Lord also looking that way has expanded. So that we have to understand. Then we can be happy. Otherwise, we can never be happy without that. This is Lord's statement. Not even Prabhupada. Direct Lord is telling Prabhupada is only expanding on that point. 8 verses are amazing, gem like verses. Lord is clearly putting his own heart out to Durvasa. Sri Bhagavan was Aham Bhakta Paradino, he Aswatantra Iva Dvija, Sadhuvir Grasta of the Yo Bhaktair Bhakta Janapriya. He's telling. Supreme Personality of God said to the Brahmana, to Durvasa, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. Generally, as independent. For the rest of the population, he is independent. He cannot be controlled by anybody. But if it is for his dear devotees, then he becomes completely controlled, no independence. He himself is not independent. Just like we conditioned soul, we think we are independent. We can do whatever we like. No, but we are forced to accept this body. We are forced to go through so many sufferings. Same Lord is also telling, I myself is not independent. When it comes to my devotees, whatever they ask me to do, I will do. So Yasodama says, take that shoes of Nanda Maharaj, give him. Carry that. Yes, you'll put on the head and take it. Because that's what the Lord becomes controlled by his devotees out of love and affection. And that's what. So our children also do that. So my dear child, can you bring me that? Can you bring me that pencil, pen? Can you bring my cell phone, computer? Yes. They will happily bring it. Yes, this is what is love. Why will you can do all these things? You don't need your child to do. But so that is where love and exchange, and same thing with the Lord also. So that is what cooperation means. Yeah, that is clearly. My devotees are completely devoid of material desires. That is in the next advanced stage. If you do basic, then we will come to advanced stage. Then we will have no more your own desires. Of what Acharya wants, which Lord is clearly telling that expand my family, make devotees, make them align with my desires. And that's why he's telling that is the dearmost service. Bhagavad Gita Krishna is telling, last 18th chapter. Those who are assisting in bringing one to me, they are the dearmost. And that's a Prabhupada's whole life because his Guru has told, distribute my books, print my books, make them read, make them chant, make them dance, make them take prasad. And this is what will be. That's the whole life he spent that only. Even when he's sitting on, he's about to pass away also, even that time he was recording Srimad Bhagavatam, speaking the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. He's sitting, he was so tired, so weak because he is no bones, no flesh, nothing. Because he was not eating and drinking for 6 months. He was telling Bhakti Jalmas, don't cook for me anymore. Don't cook for me. Because what is the use? I'll be passing away soon. Why should I eat and drink? Then make it more complicated, more suffering. So he stopped taking it. But as soon as he used to get the book report, he used to sit up on the bed and ask him, what is the report? How many books distributed? How many became devotees? What happened in Russia? What happened in China? What happened in Japan? He's waiting for the report. He used to become so happy, full of radiant. He becomes so energized. He used to get more strength. He was not eating it, but his strength is all coming because that is what is pleasing to his Guru and the Lord. So that is what cooperation means. So that is the advanced stage. First we have to do the basic, then we do the next step. If you don't do the basics and concentrate next, no, it won't work. First you have to do the basics, and then you can do the next one also. Completely devoid of materialism. I sit only within the core of their hearts. Is there in other body, everybody else, including demigod, including all living atheist also. But is he giving intelligence? No, he's not giving intelligence because he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. Sometimes demigods also doesn't want it. Otherwise, how could Indra do offense to the Brahaspati? Is walking in and is simply enjoying dancing. He didn't care for him. Then what has happened? He lost his position. He had to fight with demons. Has taken his position. Yes, Paramatma is there. Yeah, he's there. And Indra also is there. But how come he acted like that? Yes, because out of his free will, he has made his own choice to enjoy. Misaligned with the Lord, then what will happen? Result consequences you will have. Yes, because you have used only your own independence. Lord cannot force you. That's what you want, and then consequences will be there for that. So that one has to realize that is the same thing is happening with us. Consequences will be there if you are not, and Lord is not going to give intelligence. When you have a desire, then yes, then you will arrange everything. Even though you may have weakness, you may have done many unwanted things before, that is not the matter. Now matter is you desire, you now you want to turn and you want to follow the Lord, then He will start giving you the guidance, He will arrange everything, everything will automatically happen. But desire has to be there to follow it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. That's what it means. He will what to speak of my devotee. Even those who are devotees of devotees are very dear to me. As per he likes them because that means he's a menial servant. He's trying to serve my. He's not directly trying to serve me. He wants to serve my devotees of my devotee. Then he likes very much of that. And that's how Rupa Goswami served. That's how Ashtakopa served. He didn't directly jump. He always served his spiritual. So this is how that is why it's called Guru Parampara. You follow the Parampara, disciplic succession. So that is the whole verse everywhere. You see that? So Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, they all know. That's why they are serving also. Lord Brahma is telling in Brahma Samhita, what is he telling? He's telling simply the glories of the Lord, how to engage. So every verse, 8 verses is telling, since pure devotees give up their homes, wives, children, relatives, riches, even their lives simply to serve me without any desire for material improvement in this life or the next, how can I give up such devotees at any time? So Prahlad Maharaj simply enamored. So to serve the Lord is constantly. Or the devotee is doing all these things, but is not attached to his home, is not attached on the bodily platform, is not attached to his wife, is not attached to his children, is not attached to his relatives, riches, nothing independently. He is seeing in relation with the Lord. So is no more attachment. He has given up that bodily attachment. His attachment on the platform of the soul, spiritual. So then it will not cause him any problem at all because he'll be able to do everything very nicely. Verse after verse, you see, he is telling, who is there in his heart of the Lord? He is telling, no, my sadhu, my dear devotees in my heart. I'm always thinking of them. And chaste woman, the example also Lord is giving. A chaste woman bring their gentle husband under the control by service. Pure devotees who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me in the core of heart, bring me under their full control. Yes, they don't want Lord to become their servant, but Lord wants to. Yeah, Lord Himself wants to engage in their service. Yeah, you want them to feed him. You want them to dress him. Like Yasodhama is feeding, Yasodhama is dressing, Yasodhama is doing everything, and Lord likes that. He doesn't like so much anybody else. Big puja, big yajna. No, he will not like that. Did he respond so much? No, he didn't. He generally doesn't respond to the demigod prayers or like he responds to his dear devotee. Yasodhama is telling anything, then he'll run. His ears will fully open because there in the intimacy is so much, the love is so much. They are not interested in pleasing themselves. They are interested always 24 by 7 to pleasing the Lord. So naturally, you can see that loving exchange. Then Lord is immediately turn his attention there. That's what he's telling here. Durvasa is telling. Durvasa didn't understand. Even though he's a great yogi, that is the problem. If Durvasa has that consciousness, imagine what is so-called yogis, babas who are teaching here in this world with misalignment from the Lord and the Achar Parampara. And where, what will be the result? This is why. If Durvasa has this result, he couldn't understand who is Ambarish Maharaj. He couldn't understand. The Lord is directly telling him, what you did is incorrect. And now you have to go back. I can't do anything. I'm controlled by Ambarish. You have to go back. My Sudarshan Chakra also will not stop. I cannot stop it. You have to go back. For that only, before telling that, then he's telling all these things. My devotees were always satisfied to be engaged in my loving service, are not interested even in the four principles of liberation. They are not interested even in liberation. Going back, come back to no. They are interested. Whenever, okay, if Lord wants something, okay, yeah, whatever his desire is. My desire is to serve him. My desire is to love him. My desire is whatever he likes me to do, that's all. My Acharya is telling, then this is how you should do, and that's what I will do. If I, okay, by his, that result is I will go back home, okay, fine. If that result is you will go after 100 life, fine. Whatever that, whenever that is. So I'm not so keen on when we'll go back home. We are keen on how to serve, what ways we are supposed to serve by the spiritual master instruction. So that is clear. Pandavas told these things. So Diyam Ananda, they are not interested. Pandavas, they became great devotees because by serving the Lord, while sitting in the forest or on the battlefield, whatever Lord it's telling, that's what they are ready to do. That's why Lord spent personally his time, not with Duryodhana, not with Dhritarashtra. Where did he spend time with Pandavas? Because he is dear devotees. They are aligned. If they are not aligned, they will not give intelligence. He will not spend his time directly. He will not give his associate. Because what for? Why he has to give? Because he's not interested anyway. He's interested in your money. He's interested in your opulence. He's interested in everything else, Lakshmi, but not Narayan. So that's what happens. Result. Consequence will be there. Although these are automatically achieved by their service, what then it is to be said of such perishable happiness and elevation to the higher planets? So what will happen? So that's what one has to understand. So everything, even if you worship demigod, then you have to be in line with the Lord. Lord should be worshipped, and then you worship them also. Then it is fine. It is alignment. Seeing as a representative because they are empowered by the Lord, then yes, I will offer my respect and I will think, I will pray that make me a dear devotee of Krishna. You pray for that. That's not a problem. So that's not discouraged. That's encouraged. But not other way. Minus Krishna, you do this, then no. That's not the proper thought, proper consciousness. He's telling again, how many verses? One verse he could have finished it. But he's telling there was 8 verses repeatedly about his devotees. He will have hundreds of mouths to speak about his devotees. That's how much dear for the Lord devotee is. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart. I am always in the heart of pure devotee. My devotee do not know anything else but me. And I do not know anyone else but them. That day is giving the strength. He is personally taking care of the devotees, their families, everything. Because they are neglecting everything. They are concentrating on everything. What can I do? How can I do everything constantly? Then the Lord becomes so obligated. He is serving so much. Then how can I neglect him? His body, his everything, his life, his family, everybody. He has to take care of everything. So that is the result of serving the Lord. So nobody else can. So finally, the Vasmuri understood and he ran. And so one verse, beautiful verses, 63 to 69. And so Lord continues, "O Brahmana, let me now advise you for your own protection. Please hear from me. By offending Maharaj Ambarish, you have acted with self envy. Therefore, you should go to him immediately, without a moment's delay. One so called prowess, when employed against the devotee, certainly harms who he employs it. Thus, it is the subject, not the object, who is harmed." So, this is clearly, directly is telling now the Lord why he has suffering, even though you are he has great achievements in mystic perfections, great yogi. But why you are suffering? Consequences are there because you acted impudently against the devotee. As per the pure devotee, Amrish Maharaj, is day in, day out is engaged only in thoughts of me, serving me. And now you went and acted. So you think you are a great person, you have great mystic powers, and you used wrongly. and then consequences are that's why I cannot stop it. Nobody in this world can stop it. Then you have to go. And but Amrish Maharaj is such an exalted devotee that no, Durvasa, how can you do that? You don't touch my feet. No, you cannot surrender. Then what did he do? Immediately offered prayer, beautiful prayer to Sudarshana Chakra. Oh, you are everything. You are the country. You can do this, please, kindly. Uh, so give shelter to this Brahmana. So Durvasa, he didn't that. You stop it. He didn't thought I am now great devotee. Lord has sent him to me. No. Even then he was so humble. He was intensely praying and then Sudarshan Chakra stopped automatically. So that is why he is devotee. He is a dear devotee. Because he has always thinking, feeling humble, feeling menial servant of his spiritual master. So that this is advanced. The basics is there, chanting, hearing, and service, and worshipping deity directly or indirectly, reading the books or hearing. That is basics. But that basic, as the body has basics, eating, sleeping, and some exercise. Otherwise, body will fail. Car will fail if you don't maintain basics. Has to be the basics. You have to become best. Even IT, this has been taught by your manager and by the superiors. At least because if the systems, you may develop great things, and then the systems cannot even operate. It fails repeatedly. It is failing. Servers are down, or this is down. Then ask the production support, or some of our devotees are production support on the call also. Ask them. First thing you have to, yeah, if the system is, you cannot make system go down. Basic, that is basics. Hmm. Then whatever advanced things you may do, if basics are not taken proper care, then you'll be out on the job very soon. Yeah, so that the basics first has to be maintained consistently. Then you can improve on the next level, which is advanced, which is giving the cooperation. Cooperate with the will, thinking, desire. How will you know? That you have to hear and take the associate spiritual master, advanced devotee. Then you will know what is cooperate. Otherwise, we'll have our own ideas, own thoughts, own desires. So not necessarily it is in line with the spiritual master and the Lord, in cooperation with the Lord. So that only can be revealed when we are sincerely praying what Lord wants, what Guru wants, not what I want. This is the business of a conditioned soul. Always what I want only. Now what Lord wants, what Guru wants, that nobody is inquiring. How many times we have asked last 20, 10, 15 to whatever years? How many times we have asked Guru, how should I serve? What should I do? So most times, no, this is what I will do. This is what I will do. So this is a completely opposite. So these things we have to understand that is the advanced level. Cooperation with the Lord means what Lord wants, what Guru wants, everything in every aspect. So yes, this is how one has to understand Prahlad Maharaj's teachings here in this Hari Varsha. They are glorifying his qualities, his unique contribution to the whole society. So much enthusiastic service. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.